Furia's third time now, all 3 times in this series starting T-side. From the get-go, their game plan has been to have huge comebacks in that second half. I don't think they're going to need to put up a huge performance here in this first half, as long as that dependableness of the CT side is still there. Really, once again, if I were to put a number on it, I would say absolute bare minimum number of rounds for Furia to get here. I think 4 would actually give them room to win this game. And I know that's wild to say.
Yeah, sure.
But
I see it.
That's how I'm kind of feeling about it right now, Hughes.
All right. Not against it. Bit of a techie.
What about you, Huge Byron?
Yeah.
Throw out a number in the air for me. How many rounds T-side do they need to win?
17.
17 T-side rounds.
That's my go-to number, I think. But yeah, just a bit of a techie before we get in. It's fine. It's been a smooth series, a smooth week here on IEM Cologne's B stream. You know, last day of the groups. I'm sure many are excited for the Lanxess Arena. Remember to get your tickets if you haven't already, but I'm sure you have, because boy, that's going to be a mega, Harry. It always is.
I've heard really good things.
Yeah, I went.
You went all the way back in, was it 2015? Or was
Cologne, yes, 2015 was my first event as a spectator. I flew out with my gaming buddy, and we went, we watched. I got to speak to Anders. I asked him a bunch of questions about casting.
That's adorable.
I know, it is cute.
That's really sweet.
Yeah, it was just a really good experience. The arena was insane, and yeah, I've been obsessed ever since.
I can't believe I've still never been. Still never got to go.
Still never been to Cologne. Well, you know, you win some, you lose some, Harry.
No, yeah, I think 2023 will be the year. Because normally, like, I am doing the B stream, like here. So, kind of, there's like a little clash of schedules there.
Oh well, I'm sure it's gonna be sick.
No, mate. I think especially because, you know, folks have really been throwing themselves back into everything, not just esports wise, but like I feel like all social situations, people are a little more inclined to want to attend nowadays, because we just spent years kind of locked indoors.
It was incredible to talk to everyone at the major and talk to the fans and be able to just see the passion that people have had for this game for years. I mean, the popularity has increased over the pandemic. The amount of people that were watching the online era over 2020 was insane, and yeah, it has been great to just talk to everyone, you know, this year especially.
Just seeing other people.
Just seeing other people,
like,
man. And seeing Counter-Strike fans.
I love looking at your face.
Oh, wow.
I really do.
Yeah.
But also, I've spent years looking at just your face.
It's a bit much, isn't it?
And I'm like, dude, I could name specific details now. I have like call-outs for your
my face.
For your face, yeah.
Ooh, that's a bit weird.
But enough about the mole hole. Let's get into this one. Furia taking on Team Spirit. And I see that little timer ticking on down.
Yeah, to make this fair, we made it a 4v5. That's the only way to truly balance this game. Obviously not, I'm joking. We're in, folks. HUD will get refreshed and we'll be right into the business. Spirit CT side to start. Very nice. Wonderful. He's alone in mid, going to take that quick peek. Oh, they're out on the wall. Oh, he has no idea. They're right behind him. He thinks it's a B rush right now. He's going to get that info. They are running him down. He's heard it. But a lot of players coming his way with no intention to stop.
Yeah, he's called for rotates. Chopper's now here to help him out. These pistols have been clean for Spirit throughout this series. Let's see if they can find themselves another. Wonderful goes 1 for 1. Yuri doubling down, makes it a third. And here he is, taking onus of this A-bomb site. Truck plant, Yuri not content with just 3. Still wants to get more mileage here. I cannot put into words how huge a T-side pistol round, if you find the conversions, will be for Furia. They haven't been able to net them yet. This would be a huge step in the right direction when it matters most.
Well, they're the ones stepping out back. These little feety beaties are going to be heard, and it's going to shut down the first Magic's conflict. But with this plant, there's no way we're getting back in. You'd like to think. Magic's has got a kit now. He's going to get on that bomb full stick. Yuri's got to finish what he started. He doesn't believe it's a full defuse, and Magic's is not going to win the round. Second off. Yuri wins it. I really thought he had that stick. My goodness. 4 kills and a plant and the 1v1 clutch.
Bloody hell, Yuri. Talk about leaving it down to the wire, bud. Like,
I really thought Magic's was going to win.
Yeah, it looked like he had. I think he thought he'd done it as well. Like, that was, I want to say there was There was literally like 0.001 seconds left on that bad boy right there.
Throw in another naught for good
Yeah,
measure.
why not? However many noughts you want, that's how many there were.
Well, forget noughts, FURIA, they've crossed off their pistol round, first taken on the T side in this series. And what can they do with it is the big question. Oh, I like this. Imagine playing with a jump shoot. Yeah, it doesn't work when they're holding it, sadly, from afar. That's good when players are in get right. Sometimes I see people combo it with mollies, something FURIA have even done. Different boost. Same hope that this forced, cobbled SMG buy can steal away a conversion from FURIA, who've gone for heavy rifles, knowing the necessity of converting.
Dude, if FURIA win this, right? They win the
Series
anti-force. Sorry, the round.
Yes.
Already, that will have corrected missteps made on prior maps where they would fall to these kind of low econ rounds. It would kickstart this T side in a very big way, essentially giving over 3 freebie rounds on the side that FURIA have looked the flattest on. I think it would just be such a huge step in the right direction that it could be the difference maker between this being a FURIA series or Team Spirit. Wonderful landing some scout tags here, but they are pinned in behind the truck. Magix, they know about him now. Onto the scout, but they run him down. They don't give him the room, and so FURIA, they stick the landing on that conversion, 2-0, and why not make it a third with just pistols now for Team Spirit? Chopper's bought a flash. He's going to try and set the boys up for a big old like USP push, but these rounds don't often get too much more exciting outside of, you know, maybe like 1 or 2 kills. So yeah, it should be locked in now, the 3-0 start for FURIA on their T half of Overpass.
One flash just to get weird with it for Spirit. Chopper's up in the heavens. FURIA do have B short, but it's mainly an A lean. They're in connector as Yuri Flash does nothing for Keserato, and he's going to be able to chew through a triple kill. Yuri helps out. Patsi gets 2 with a pistol. That's pretty nice, but at this point they can just escalate the pace towards that A site. Look at Safe up on long. He's taken everything. They should know there's both players down on B right now.
It could still get weird because, like, it just depends if Patsi, he's not taking the path to rotate up. I feel like they might just save the guns, honestly. And it's probably the right call to have made. If you didn't take that immediate path to rotate, if you're Patsi, you know you've already missed the timings. You know they're already overtaking the A bomb site if they haven't come B. And so just going to play a save game here on the side of Team Spirit. All well and good. You know, knock some guns out of the round, force some reinvestment. You weren't really meant to win it anyway. We do have that aforementioned FURIA 3-0 lead to open up this map. Now, Wonderful's kind of gotten away with some slow starts in this. I would never say he's been problematic, but I also wouldn't say he's been particularly impactful out of the gate, often kind of showing his worth a little bit later on in games. I don't think you can afford to have that happen now. I think we need to have him hit the ground running here. So I want to see that AWP bought out right away, and they have put the money into to make that happen. Also curious to see if Safe brings one out for the side of FURIA. Obviously, they're holding Galils and AKs forward, but they do still need to reinvest in some guns, so there is a chance that we have kind of a quasi-bonus with the big-ticket item being like an AWP thrown in. I'd love to see how this one pans out, because I think getting that head-to-head right out of the gate would be super cool at kind of catching some bearings for this series.
Especially if Safe starts strong, right? Because he's been a guy that has been, as we talked to Mirage, a late activator, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, luckily enough, both AWPs have kind of felt that way.
Yeah. They're out. They're about in the first gun round. And Safe going to take it to middle. Wonderful. No spawn, just lobbing in that Molotov and forcing FURIA's reaction. They'll do it on both sides of the map, A and B. Smokes immediately used just to get a bit of default space. I like that gap. Keserato's going to hold the jump up and see something. The nade and the boost coming in. They even decide to actually commit to the boost. They're going to nade the door off as these T's get close, but the smoke put up by the nade means they actually can't see FURIA. 2 players make it through Con scot-free. But this is where Wonderful is waiting. Juiced up, ready to go.
Oh, only the leg. Still, gonna make Yuri be a bit more respectful, and that's a big deal considering the impact he's been having this tournament for FURIA. Wonderful, even re-aggroing over on short, getting the better of safe and going back in for more. Wonderful. No slow start in this one. That AWP immediately hits the ground running. Yuri now picking up safe, say WP, happy because he's low on health, so maybe it gives him a chance. Goes back, gets the bomb, but that means he's off the angle. And Wonderful now owns it.
The flash. Oh, he turns. Yeah, he's dead from that one. No timing shot. It would have possibly killed Art if he just fired it straight away. Never sure. Patsi will trade that kill at least. 2 on 3 with Yuri very tagged up. We saw his AWPing antics back on Mirage. Hit a banger with it. K-Serato's cycling the AWP out, so at least if they do lose, it's too far away for Spirit to take. And it's just a round for Spirit off the back of time alone. Straight out the wazoo, Wonderful starts strong with a double kill in toilets. And Chopper's going for that AWP, but that's exactly what FURIA were waiting for. Good wait, good patience for K-Serato. Denies that pickup. But still, the AWP on the CT side of Overpass, it's a beauty. Wonderful shows us why. Smoke. Is that heaven or is that mid-sight? It's a monster lurk smoke unless it's missed. No, it looks pretty good. It's going to allow them to get out monster insta. Look at that. However, Spirit do have one of their own, so FURIA won't risk running through the grey screen. 4 smokes have been used by FURIA in the opening 10 seconds. 1 on the con door to let them crawl through. 1 on the B short molly, that monster lurk smoke, and the mid molly smoked out as well. FURIA really can't run and execute. They've got to get a lot of kills in this round. Those Molotovs become even more valuable in a time like this. Long take, and no escape route for Patsi through toilets. Even though it's open, he doesn't know it. He's going to hear them run up, trying to dodge a flash. He's going to try and shimmy on by. They are right behind him. Oh.
He didn't know a man made it past. They don't know about Art right now. Chopper's going to come rotating in because they didn't know. Art gets that one for free. Patsi is still holding down this bomb, though. That's the problematic part of the round. Art needs to win this, and he will. So often a fight that historically throughout this series, Patsi's been good to win out, but you've noticed in recent times, since kind of midway through Mirage, Art's been getting the better of him more and more. I think we're getting Art entering his final form here. Very good start to Overpass from this guy. Out on mid, K-Serato's dead, and Art 1 versus 3. Not supposed to win this round, not destined to win this round. Did all he could with the double up at long, but is going to get sent saving this AWP. Team Spirit are even holding the fallback, so as he goes around, will fall at the hands of Wonderful's AWP.
He's looking sick right now. This is high impact rounds. Good stuff from Patsi as well, dropping the bomb and just forcing FURIA to go back when they wanted to commit to a quick A approach there. FURIA might be forced into speedier B plays, which are really hard to do nicely on the T side of this map. Running through 2 very difficult choke points, with so many angles to clear. At least Overpass A site is more of a slow progression. B is just all in and all over in seconds. FURIA, Eco running through con, spam for Magics. Already looking to be chasing that information towards the B site in these rounds, right? He's done a lot of boosts, he's been jumping a lot, he's been nading door off. Magics wants to know where they're going so he can relay that to his in-game leader. CZ on the boost, not what I would go for, but hey, pros make this gun look like not a piece of garbage. That's about as much compliments the CZ will get from me. Deagle though, that's a real gun.
All right, let's see. CZ is gone already,
There it is.
and there's the Deagle, exactly as
Yes.
prophesized. Oh, Yuri doubling
One more.
up. Come on, son. Come on, Yuri. Give us a D ground. Give us a big moment here. Everyone's coming from CT and Bank, and he's still got time on his side. Swarm from the dumpster. Yuri, that was almost something, wasn't it? 3 in the round.
Not bad.
3.5 if you count the damage to Chopper.
I don't.
But now it's a tie game. For Pistols, that's a very good round for FURIA, right? Inflicting damage, making it expensive for Team Spirit as they've got to reinvest on 3. Money is not made at the end of that one. It starts to tipple out of the bank account just a little bit. FURIA have called in attack pause as well. They really want to try and capitalize on the damage they just did there by winning this rifle round. They know that once again that could kind of propel them into this freebie situation where you wreck the money. You start to get ahead of the game in that sense, and suddenly the T side can feel very easy.
Yuri and K-Serata really have just been stars of the show today, haven't they, for FURIA? They've put up a lot of high-impact rounds across both previous maps. It's a lovely flex for Yuri just to keep that aim crispy. No AWP here for FURIA, but winning this round will not only gift them one, but deny Spirit's chance at a rebuy, or at least anything that will resemble an investment. K-Serata continues to look through this gap. Patsi, for the first time, has found a connector. He's got a lot to do. Patsy's been trapped in a lot of these like 2-angle spots, like long toilets, where if you don't have support, it's a very difficult position to meander out of. Talking of which, Yuri's walked this smoke. Magix is watching it though, and Yuri still hits the head. He's looking sick right now. Off that Deagle 3K, double entry into this one. Art caught by the AWP, and that was a must-win fight to keep this round intact for Spirit. They might be able to salvage something, but Siren dead after 1 in middle. The fact he even took drop with him is impressive enough, but look at the space taken by Safe. Calling for support from Yuri, lobbing in that dumpster smoke. Chopper's behind the site, not the gun for the job though.
Yeah, Molly slows them down, and it actually makes them reconsider. They're going back into B. They're going back into the AWP.
What?
Wonderful.
Hello?
He's scoped up. K-Serata now knows about him. Oh my goodness, wonderful. Come on. Needs some support. The Heaven Man's dead. Chopper's knocked out. Wonderful's getting wrapped. Looking. 4 away, back in. They're all around him. He's surrounded. And K-Serata will put a stop to it. It gets a little bit mad, a little bit mental there, doesn't it? Right, but FURIA still win the round at the end of the day. Sure, it has a bit of an ugly ending.
Yeah.
Real shame for Wonderful. Like, actually, let's just talk about it, because he definitely had countless opportunities to carry a lot more impact.
He could have won the round.
Yeah, it's weird to me.
If
like,
he didn't scope, he would have.
Exactly. K-Serata runs all the way up, and the only way he's going to learn about you when you hear that, you know the bomb's coming B, was by scoping. And he scopes, and then also doesn't react to where he hears the footsteps getting to. Yeah, a bit of a head scratcher, a bit of a rough one for Wonderful. But other than that one forgivable moment, he's looked good on this AWP.
Wow.
There's that 5-3 that we promised you if they won that last rifle round. We said it would break the money of Team Spirit. It did exactly that. It's clean. At this point, FURIA's T-side, I think, has already kind of put in the the early rounds, the bare minimum here. Considering I've seen, you know, far more consistently good like T-side teams in a matchup where they don't ever really cook like T to CT side kind of ratio going on. I've seen, you know, even like Vitality Tyloo in the playing stage. It was a 14-1 first half for Vitality, and it ended up finishing, I think it was 16-10. You know, this map does feel very, very CT-sided right now. And so sitting on 5 rounds already so early into this with Team Spirit in this situation where every round they lose, they're onto an eco in the next, is absolutely massive for FURIA. Cannot be understated enough. And it's with Yuri looking really clean at the head of it all.
Patsi again in con. Oh, that's just a brutal kill. Great singing from Patsi's perspective. You barely get a second to react. He certainly didn't have time to fire even the 2 bullets he would have needed to kill K-Serato there. AK Reign Supreme, wonderful in the toilet. He's got his long cover. This is a nice off angle for Magix. And he's going to catch players just walking in. Bomb dropped. Team flash as well. Magix, they're coming through toilets though. Wonderful's lost track of Art, who's crept through the smoke. That is hilarious. The in-game leader goes back to try and find this AWP, and he certainly could. Safe is freestyling on the site. Knife out! And Art gets brutal. Chopper, 1v3. He's crept through a smoke, but he doesn't know where they've gotten to. He thinks they're behind him.
And I mean, he's right.
They are behind him,
but
what's going on?
He might have the read, does not have the gun for the job.
Dude, Art, was that, what was that? I don't know. He completely walks the smoke past an AWP and then goes back in knife sit. Standard. Poor Magix thinks he has short cover. Not when Art does this.
Look at him playing chicken with the AWP, making a breast out of a bad situation. Getting the knife off as well. Love to see it.
Oh dear, FURIA, they have just come alive in the late game in this series, haven't they?
This is devastating for Team Spirit, man. They're going to be left feeling like, you know, maybe the best chance they had to win this matchup again has already slipped on past them. This is about to be the best T side that FURIA have put up in this game on what is the hardest map to put up a good T side on.
Well, Yuri has left-hand view model, that much seems true. Just clears Patsi from Con, who's not had any value at all from this position. It's only an eco round here.
Something else that's interesting, right, is in that major matchup that we talk about, Spirit were actually the ones to ban out Overpass. It was them who elected not to play it in this one last time. Having it rear its head here as the third was uncharted territory as far as this series goes, and it's looking really good for FURIA right now. And I mean, even coming into this, you said Art is someone who's actually very critical of this map. You wouldn't know it based on the performance him and the boys are putting in right now. Yuri up at 15, Art just behind on 10. That's so deadly when you have those two in particular stepping up, because that's normally like first and second man in, right? Those are normally like the guys to break the mold. And then you've got K-Serato as this cool, calm, collected clutcher, like bringing it up in third place on the team. It feels like the stars are aligning right now for FURIA, and they might actually be on path to get the revenge versus Team Spirit that they've been looking for ever since that embarrassment in the quarterfinals back at Antwerp. Who's going to be the hero for Team Spirit? Wonderful's look decent out of the gate. Patsi, you know, he's had a kind of a rough go at it in these last few rounds in the toilets and connector. Siren, super quiet right now, nowhere to be found. Even Chopper's struggling, and normally he's been like a very kind of key backbone player of this team.
First timeout is, you know, a necessity, but like, even if you go flawless in this half, FURIA is still laughing, man.
Yeah, you could 8-7 it, and you'd still be like, ooh, that's not enough.
Trouble. Chopper could have bought an AWP for Wonderful there, and, you know, had no helmet and Wonderful drop him the nades, but instead Chopper wants the nades, and that puts Wonderful with no armor. Not perfect, but whatever. FURIA, incredible start to this game. Patsy's back to middle.
Missed mid molly.
Yeah, it's not the end of the world though. FURIA have just been smoking it anyway. It just gives them one bit of extra utility for later. You also notice they insta-smoke B short molly from a lineup, even when the smoke's, even then when the molly's not there, the smoke comes down. It's the one that K-Serato's been peeking through to catch players jumping up. Talking of which, we might see some boosting going on here. Seeing a lot of this. Calling for a drop to move on over. And this is nice because an AWP will often play these angles, and Art gets a lot of info. He's confident he can just walk through a smoke after doing that one. Although, Wonderful missed shot. Don't get many more chances here. They're already right in front of the A-bomb site, and that smoke is going to give them a doorway into it.
Pressure's mounting for Spirit. Big question is how they're all, you know, this very young roster going to respond to that. Wonderful with that whiffed opener, needs to make up for it now in the exec. Another missed shot from this AWP, and with each one they're getting closer, they're getting into the site. Team Spirit have got everybody here. It's a full stack in the A site, even with a long wrap from Patsi, and he's got to be the hero, got to be the guy to save this round. Safe will go hunting for him, but misses with the AWP, drops the bomb, and now Team Spirit in with a good chance here. They're flanking him, flanks on flanks at the long side, and Patsi's turned around to flush it out. Art can't do a thing. He's got to run for the hills in this one. As the Team Spirit, they do stumble back to their feet. Things look ugly right out of the gate, but Patsi proves to be that hero player, that difference maker on a late long lurk, one that FURIA were not ready for, and even when they were, they couldn't deal with it.
Yeah, excellent recovery from Patsi. I thought that the passive setup in that round with Spirit letting FURIA get all the way up to the site before contact was going to let them down, but he goes crazy. That AWP pickup of a safe saved him against K-Serato on the long flank. And yeah, from looking like a whiff on the first kill to picking up 3 and dropping the bomb, saving grace is Patsi. We need performers on this A site here for Spirit, because despite FURIA finding a lot of success on A, Spirit finally going to put up a round. Double molly in mid, in fact. Second one misses again, though. Spirit, even just missing utility is not a good sign. That means FURIA's timings are better than that of the Spirit would imagine. This is a nice angle, but Wonderful's moving, can't be caught. While shuffling back, no one's walked into this. They're again just going to go for this wide, short walk, perhaps the boost up. They won't see Wonderful here. He's going to again go back to the bomb site. Again, leaving the contact to the site. Like, don't get me wrong, Patsi popped off last round, but this is an unorthodox way of playing A, and it's going to leave Spirit with not a lot of options. The flank is beautiful, though. The round in the palm of his hand, and he gets a quick kill and goes back in for more after the missed AWP shot. Patsi, every second he buys here is excellent, and he's made it look like he's run back to long. Yuri doesn't know that he's still in the party. Good check for Yuri, but Patsi wins the fight, and right now it's Patsi 3K or FURIA win the round.
Yeah, FURIA can't win this one either. You know, the bomb is just out in no man's land, physically too far away, and even if you had it, you'd have to attempt the 2v5. So, kind of wild how these last 2 rounds have just been one player putting them both on the board for Team Spirit, but hell man, if Patsi is capable of doing it, there's still some fight left in the Team Spirit squad. Eventually, we will need someone to step up alongside him. It cannot be a one-man show forever. He's had your back in these last 2 rounds, but all it's going to take is FURIA to wisen up to these flanks, start considering them a little bit more. You can't imagine they're going to let him play with these aggro timings like this forever.
Yeah, I wonder if Wonderful's confidence is tattered at all, because he's really been passive, he's really been tapered in this game. Not seen him go for any opening duels, you know, off the bat, like taking con shots or fighting in middle. Sometimes hasn't had the spawn, sure, but at least Patsi's been making up for it on the A side. FURIA might even start to test what's down lower as well. They've gone B, I think, once in this half. And that was after they ditched an A play and ran into Wonderful on the AWP there. We all remember that round. 7-5. And if Yuri and Art can keep up this 1-2 entry punch, then it's going to keep causing problems for Spirit. This time the AWP on long for Wonderful. It's something new.
Forced them all the way back into the bomb set again, and it means Team Spirit have to be very reactive. Yeah, that's the big worry. They've lost Patsi early, and now the round should start to fall apart unless Wonderful can go absolutely huge with this AWP. FURIA have got that opening fight that's eluded them so many times in these A takes. Wonderful is trapped in by the Molotov, by this utility, back against the wall. Drop's gonna find him over at the long side. They deal with Art, but Siren falls shortly after. And so FURIA in with an 8th. That was the big worry, was that you cannot expect Patsi to always be good for a kill. Occasionally he will get caught first. That's the nature of these aggro players who are always the first to make contact. And with it, so many of these last A play rounds just hinging on him multi-killing, he can't afford to lose that opening fight. The moment he does, FURIA have got their eyes set on accelerating that A play and winning the round.
This is more like what we heard from Art in that interview about just aggression. Like FURIA just winning raw angels. It almost feels like that Outsiders game where util was a non-factor and it was just FURIA running at their opponents with so many numbers that there's not enough CTs to trade out kills. And like you said, you know, sometimes you're not going to multi-kill and save the day. FURIA are looking brutal right now, and I don't know how you stop this level of confidence that they clearly have at 8-5 on a T half. This is impressive.
Something that's also just concerning is that Team Spirit is still playing right back inside of the A site, and I don't know, I think it was fine to try that, to counter this aggro move out of FURIA by taking mid so early, but it's gotten to a point now where you're having to gamble, and they're not prepared to take those gambles. They're not prepared to shift any extra bodies up towards A. And what that means is it is just the 2v5 for raw A site control, and if you lose it, if you lose those 2 players, you're normally left saving.
Here's a stack though, everyone here right now for Spirit. Many players, and that means many bodies and boxes. And even so, FURIA faking it out. Oh, wait, for re-aggression, he gets given 2 kills. He's not expecting a 3rd. Walking through the smoke, Magix gets a trade, and even so, FURIA are ready to explode into the B site.
Flash is good to slow them down. Smoke gives Wonderful a little more room. The bomb falls away from FURIA. They're handling this one in the final few seconds, leaving it down to the wire. Safe with that AWP, now just has Siren left to beat in case Zerato's going to manage that. 9-5, the best T-side we've had yet out of FURIA in their grudge match versus Team Spirit. 2 very close maps, and this 3rd one is running the biggest risk of being a blowout. It would be FURIA getting that revenge, and it's almost poetic that Art has been such a driving force behind it, considering the struggles he was having earlier on, how often Patsi was out-aggroing him, out-aiming him, out-reading him. The scales have tipped now the other way. Art as the point man, Yuri as the second man in case Zerato on these big lurks. Just restricting this flow of info down at B. You can't take short water. You're having to respect him. This round they're holding again, very, very passive. Team Spirit have been more than willing to give you these fights if you wait long enough, and they will. It all comes up in favor of FURIA, and it's just Siren left.
To think the Spirit were 13-7 up in map 2, ready to knock FURIA out of the groups and go on to face what is now confirmed to be Liquid, who 2-0 Cloud9. And despite that lead, FURIA, oh, they're looking for the knife. They are looking for the knife, but walking into the shot will do as well, as FURIA find a double-digit half. That is brutality on this T side, and Spirit might be feeling over it as we get into the second and maybe last half of their tournament.
Seems like I can't get away from the hot sun. Always night and never day. Even when I wash the floor, the dust still comes. Keep on hunting for the bread. No matter how lost, need no light, no spark. I'm a light bulb. With my eyes closed, I can see in the dark. I'm a quiet storm. Far from calm. the sun. Always night, it's never day. Even when I watch the floor, the dust will come. Keep on hunting for the prey. No matter how lost, need no light, no spark. I'm in line mode. With my eyes closed, I can see in the dark. I'm a quiet storm, far from calm. I know you feel me, brother.
A brutal first half in the final map of this series. FURIA on the T side run rampant against Team Spirit, and we're at the point where pistol is make or maybe break for the CIS roster. On the flip side, the Brazilians reinstating some confidence in their gameplay after what has been a fairly shaky series, especially to start.
Yeah, but here, come the third, right? Everyone's in their stride. Everyone's feeling it now. They're all believing. And I think, you know, this is probably like the biggest sigh of relief you've got to feel if you're FURIA in the history of playing this this Team Spirit squad. Right now, about to embark on their CT side. Even in games where, you know, they put up just a handful of T-side rounds, they're able to make this CT half look competitive in the grand scheme of the matchup. For Team Spirit, this is where, you know, losing control of a game and having it start to slip away from you, especially considering in that second map of the series, they were up 13-7. That was really, you know, feeling like their best chance to have closed this out. This is where these younger, less experienced players can get in their head a little bit. No longer plain sailing.
This is it, do or die. Quick peek mid for Art. He has been incredible considering he got 4 kills in the first half. Mirage pulled it all the way back, was a massive part of that recovery on their pick, and now he's leading them to a final match in this group.
Blowing the door off in the pistol's really nice, and FURIA did that to open up this round. They didn't really get to use it too much, right? They didn't like have the boost assembled. They were jump spotting every now and again, so they got the info for Con. They know that Team Spirit had this real estate earlier, and now they're picking up the pace into an A play. Art dead over at long, a man down now, and the site conceded. Serato swinging out with the first.
Oh.
There's another man up close inside of the site. Serato cannot face him yet. Has to try and swing it wide, and that's where Magic's gonna respond with a big 3K. Just safe left at the end of this one. Often say that AWPers have a nasty sidearm, but Still gonna take something real special here with so much time ticked off the bomb, and it won't happen. Wonderful, and Magic's do it all in the pistol.
Yeah, it looked really good for FURIA for a moment, but Keserato, he couldn't swing that player on the site of Magic's because he was covered by Chopper at short. And sadly, if anything, I think the swap off the USP kind of limited his range game there. It was that or reload. And Spirit who load a round in the chamber, and it's a pistol round at that. Ooh, definitely some clean tab. Spirit not out of it yet, not done with this series. Double scout for FURIA on this force-up. Close wall walk as well. Safe doesn't know just how close they're coming. They can push off of a shot here through the smoke. He is a dead man, surely. Can he even take one with him? Unlikely. Patsi walks right by the smoke and catches him by surprise. Spirit looking to convert their second, and you notice the grouping as well, just making sure that no one can grab a kill with a deagle, pick up an AK and then run rampant. Spirit here to trade every single fight. Art has just left long. Gonna go back for it, but no armor, already getting tickled a little bit, and with the sight lost in the process, he was stuck between a rock and a hard place.
So sticking the landing on the conversions, not really been much of a problem throughout this series for Team Spirit. And at least that track record keeps up now when they needed it to. These 3 deagles with some armor behind them getting saved. Yeah, it's quite nice. It gives FURIA like just a bit more stopping power in this next round. Still a chance to do something. And I like that you've got a decent bounty of utility as well, especially because all this util finds its way down onto the B bomb site, which is going to be handy. Just lets you stop any like early quick rushes, quick disrespect anti-eco rounds out of Team Spirit. So running it back again before those rifles come into play. Heavy interconnector for FURIA right off the top of this round, even boosting Art up. Lets you double peek this angle into middle. Safe's landing a dink with the USP. That does kind of make this a little odd. They all get slowed down in this mid choke point drop. There was definitely a chance there, but dealt with. They weren't ready for Art on the boost, and he's quite happy with that Molotov. They can't see him over all the smoke it's generating, so he gets out with a freebie.
Yeah, there's so many mollies used here in middle. Spirit are going to get more fights before they're done. Safe is committed. No moving out of this position. Spirit will face him though with that top con smoke. Wonderful's about to clear this corner. He might be caught a little bit by surprise. Good check, dinked, but Wonderful keeps it under wraps.
Safe dinked like 3 people this round with the USP. You know, like he's done the damage he had to do with the nothing he had. Now these pistols having to carry the burden of the round for FURIA. This is where Team Spirit should look to edge it out, keep it clean. There's a double truck set up to contest with. Once you've dealt with Keserato, that's when Art's going to make his presence known. And actually, he's pushing around the truck.
No way.
Keserato's deagle rings out with another. Magic's holds the line. Very low on health and low on time as well. Keserato playing with them. Deagle connects. Magic's the last man left to beat. 9 points of health. And Keserato does not need to fight this. The bomb is down. Magic's is the one who's got to make a move. The one who's feeling the pressure. Time's running out. He needs the kill, and he's going to get it. Team Spirit get that round by the skin of their teeth, and they owe it all to Magic's in the 1v1.
That hurts to lose, man. Keserato did everything he could with just seconds to spare. Could have tucked, could have given it up, but one bullet, he knew that's all he needed to finish the job, and he landed every single one prior. That damage for Safe Harry almost wins them the round, for crying out loud. But conversion is there. You know, if you're FURIA, you've got to brush it under the rug immediately, because you know winning your first buy will put Team Spirit down in the dumps. Otherwise, if it comes through for the Russians, we do have a game on our hand. we have a series that will stay competitive throughout, even though we've seen one-sided halves. They've always closed up. But Art, he wants to close it out. Quick pick to Patsi and Con. It's where he spent most of his CT side as well. And Art just hangs around in middle. There's not much progress here for Spirit while they're holding B shorter. I mean, we've really not seen anything towards B in this entire game. FURIA ended there twice in 15 rounds. Spirit are trying to work mid, but they're about to run into this orb. Oh, the spam is good. Bomb retrieved, back to B. Siren left on a mid lurk with 3 kills in this map. Been very characteristically quiet. Heaven Smoke on the fly, getting lined up by Wonderful. He's going to have to run with it. It's not an easy lineup. But he looks good for it. Talking of anchors that have had trouble, not just Siren. Drops also sitting at 4 kills in this game. They're going to flash him out Monster. Let's see if FURIA can hold on.
Okay, Serato playing around the pillar, drops baited them in, and it is a wonderful little interplay between the two of them. Just wonderful left at the end. And in the 1v5 with 10 seconds, he would love to save, although FURIA, that's not really what they're all about. Serato knocks that AWP out of play, and FURIA win the first rifle round. All right, things are getting a little wild now. For Team Spirit, it's a bit of a rough one, right? For the first 2 maps, think of it this way. You had like the Papa Bird in Chopper, right? Tending to his nest, taking good care of them. But now he's gone. He's no longer a factor. This is where the younglings are going to have to either spread their wings and fly or
hit the ground.
Exactly. And it is a trial by fire. They don't have this big performance out of Chopper they've been able to hinge on in every other map. So this is where we look to the likes of Patsi, Siren, Magix, and Wonderful to do the heavy lifting. Siren's very quiet. The others are doing what they can, but it won't be enough if this ends up playing out like a 3v5.
From trial by fire to trial by flyer, and those wings are clipped, Harry. That hero AK into the B site gets decked, and Siren, while he's picked it up, he is just meters away from Art, around this corner, ready to activate at a moment's notice. He's hoping they come to clear him. Drop. Won't be able to spot them off of jumps here, they're just below him. Boost up instead is the game plan. Wonderful's lining it up. That's how you do it. And that's not how you do it. He falls off the top. Art now knows, and he just misses that cross, but back in with another chance. And Art looks to dance with Wonderful as well. Can't pick up this AK. He's on the wrong side of the door, and Art will shut it in his face. 12-8. FURIA poised and ready to end this series. A couple more gun rounds in the tank for Spirit, but they've got to burn bright. This buy is pretty lackluster. Might be a faster B approach as a result.
Oh, it certainly is. They're coming through that smoking monster. The Molly's been extinguished. They're running in. They haven't cleared barrels. Serato's still here, hidden in the smoke, but they have turned and dealt with him. Drop doubles inside of the B hole. Oh, and a bit more damage that he's now looking to complete. Drop does all he can and then some. They're boosting on the side of FURIA. They're boosting, man. It's like the sides have swapped around. Art's peeking in, looking for a barrels player. And Wonderful might go crossing into his crosshair at some point soon as he tries to plant this bomb. If they deny it, if this boost finds the kill that drops the bomb, oh that's massive.
The one plant spot they're holding from that boost, and he goes for it. Well, at least it's info for Chopper. Bulging brain in the 1v2. If he can get the bomb, he can run Heaven. He's going to fake it out there. Already out Monster, and Art's going to clean him up. That's a beautiful round for FURIA, and you got to give it to Drop, right? Again, a very quiet game for the ex-Academy player, but he puts up back-to-back 3Ks in the B bomb site on these gun rounds. It saved FURIA. especially with that whiff from K-Serata after not getting cleared, completely mangles his round. But Drop makes it up, or makes up for it rather, and Arts, who again was the quietest guy in the server on Mirage, who recovered by the end of the game to pull a 13-7 comeback, while Team Spirit need to do something of similar proportions.
And they don't have the buy to get that going here and now. Patsi and Con has upgraded himself onto an AK, but Safe and Yuri ready to fight mid. Safe does back up into the enemy, and Patsi domes Yuri over in the bathrooms. Magic's, oh dear, bud. Oh dear. Here, huh? Quite the situation you've put. Record scratch, freeze frame. Yep, that's me. I bet you're wondering how I ended up in this situation. Oh, and they're coming back as well. They're going to come back and go into K-Serata. Drop is a long way away. Drop is like so far removed from this round. So K-Serata needs a multi-kill here. One and done, not enough. Flash is real clean, and it gets him off the angle. Just Drop left in the 1v3. Triple kills in the B site have been his whole shtick, so let's see if he can do it again.
Yeah, Siren picked up from the back line, but that plant is wide for the Heaven side. Magix could just leave his teammate out to dry and go to play for the clutch. Drop has dropped his smoke to get into that 1v1. Patsi back at barrel. Drop knows he can't be far, but he's getting smoke pushed on the side, and Patsi needs no support. 3 kills of his own. It's his CT side all over again as Team Spirit pick up an eco win with nothing but pistols.
So back on Mirage, that was the sort of round win that reinvigorated FURIA. Now we have to see if the same thing happens here with Team Spirit.
Don't you dare. Don't even think about it, Harry. But yeah, that's a sneaky round to get past for Spirit.
Another one of these rounds where like it all just hinged on Patsi multi-killing, right? Bit of a reoccurring theme in a lot of the ones that Team Spirit have snuck past the FURIA squad.
Still concerning though. A long way from done for Spirit. Four 1 or 3-1-1. Nah, they're all out mid. Safe in a good spot, but doesn't want to hang around forever. Scared of the party peak now. They could be out the playground. Yuri's tucked a tree on long. This is the A-hold. Boost up, and he almost got it. A headshot through the wall. Art makes up for it with a double kill. Quick pick for Safe, and Chopper is low with the bomb, with all of the round on his back in mid. He's been spotted. Safe finishes the job, and Magic's alone in Con. This round has been pulled out from underneath Team Spirit's feet, and they've gone flying.
Yeah, you know, there's so much time left, but Magic's best option here is to save. It means we're not going to get some like rip-roaring 1v4 out of this, but you don't really have any other option. You were very much dictated to in this one by FURIA. Reassuring to me that there wasn't any rounds like chained together on the back of that eco win. That's how this game would have started to get a lot more uncomfortable. FURIA just rise to the occasion. They seem like they have a very cool head on their shoulders right now. Everyone's believing, everyone's feeling this this revenge story that FURIA were looking to tell. And I mean, how can you not when you look down the line and you've got Art smiling away at you, telling you that everything's going to be fine while he goes 24-12? You would find yourself believing. For Team Spirit, this is the last chance, really, the last chance to do it. With that save coming through, you can get 3 rifles out here if you do want to force it, right? MAC-10s on everyone else. Maybe go for the ode to Vega with a bit of a B play. Instead, it might just be, yeah, 2 hero guns, wonderful, saving some extra cash. Okay, this is interesting because Team Spirit have won rounds similar to this before. And then they can still put in an investment up against 15, but that's leaving it down to the wire. That's leaving yourself no room for error.
Oh, these jumps. Just about missed by Save. Oh, there we go. Try do it again, he says. He doesn't like what he's seen. Smoke to get him out, back to the bomb site, still with Yuri at tree. Still with Spirit leaning B, but Art has a lot of real estate from Con to B short. One half of this B site can be abandoned, so Drop will begin his rotation back up site in case Serato stays down lower.
I didn't see the feet there. They made it over to the other side of Monster. He didn't spot them. So he is getting walked on through the short tunnel. He now hears the footsteps. Thank God they started running, or else that could have gotten really weird really quickly. Dink onto Wonderful through the lip of that smoke, and look at Yuri go, threading this needle all the way through mid.
He did just miss Magic, so because they have Con, if they get this bomb, they can go up. However, that's a big if. He's denied the pickup. Yuri is in their spawn right now with 30 seconds. Every second costs for Spirit. They need to get this one back.
If he kills Siren, like, it's unwinnable. There just isn't time anymore. And because they're waiting, like, that's it. Yuri's done enough here by denying the bomb pickup in spawn. Right. You cannot win this round. Everyone else is dead, and FURIA are on to 15. What a way to get there. Yeah. It is one fight, one push with like the perfect moment, because if they get that bomb, you're dead on. Options were open, there were chances. Oh, no. Instead, it's lost in spawn, and Siren might go down after time. He just gets out with the gun.
Dude, Yuri's been the hero of this series, right? Not just that round, just every map he's put up. Okay, not Nuke, no one did. No one was the saving grace for FURIA, but on Mirage, he went ham. Most of these maps in the tournament, he's gone crazy. And yeah, Yuri right there just wins the 15th round for FURIA. Match point now, elimination point for Team Spirit. Head in their hands after an incredible game from Chopper to begin. He's got 6 kills alongside Siren. Silent our Spirit as FURIA tastes blood. Teeth sunk into the necks of Spirit. All they've got to do is bite.
Patsi over in connector, nice gonna win that Con opener. Both players dink, but Patsi comes out ahead.
Oh, Yuri's been here every round and finally gets to play it, but even with the flash, does nothing. Siren's gonna be able to flick back and save his teammate's life. FURIA got to make their gamble happen here and now. They might even just stack a bomb site with the money in shreds. Make a read. First they want info before they do so. They're not going to see Magic's here though. He's... Oh, wait. Oh, barrel. Oh, they saw him on the jump. Surely. Drop got that info. Did look like it. They're going to keep 2 here just in case. Magic's knows he's been seen though, so very likely Spirit just go back to where this bomb is and group for a top here. Magic's doesn't have the util to fake out a B play. But on the bright side, it's really only safe for the orb. We've called him a late game player. Slow to start, but always strong to finish. No time like the present, eh, Safe?
Here's the push. It's about to come in. This volley of util signals it's safe, needs to hold the line. First kill goes his way. Can't make it any more than that, though. A 2 versus 4, probably not enticing enough for FURIA to want to look at this round. They will just go next, get out. And it's important they do, even though they're at 15, they're still vulnerable to having the money broken here. So Drop does just need to back out of there with Serato. Team Spirit, it all starts with that opener coming up through Con. And they're able to capitalize, they're able to lock this one in.
Yeah, we've seen comebacks all day long, right? Especially in this game. I mean, it's what got FURIA in the 3rd map from 13-7 down on their pick of Mirage. They made it happen. Got to give Spirit the same respect. But to do it on the T side after that masterclass of a half for FURIA, finding double digits, that would be something else. Got a bit of a techie. Patsi has dropped. he has been the one reassuring factor, right? The one guy who's been at the top of the scoreboard for every game Spirit have played, from play into groups. It's been Patsi there. This game, no exception.
Yeah, and I think it's super impressive how even if the grizzled veteran in Chopper slows down, even if your other academy brother in Siren is struggling, even if Wonderful's maybe in his head a little bit, the one thing that has always been consistent is Patsi delivering some sort of performance like this, where he gives you a reason to believe. He very much is like the X factor for Team Spirit. And it's wild to think that that's coming from someone who actively takes part in so many opening duels as well, when his importance to the team really hinges on, putting up big multi-kill rounds. He doesn't get the privilege of your K-Seratos on the other side. Your Blame F's in Astralis, where, yeah, he's a very important piece and he'll put up big numbers, and so they get him into those late game situations. No, mate, he's the sledgehammer that opens up rounds, that blows holes in defenses. And normally, there's a supporting cast around him to finish the job. That's been the concerning thing in this one, though, in this third map. It really does feel like the moment he does not win that opening fight, that could very much be the beginning of the end.
Took so many on CT side as well. Not the Chopper that we've been seeing from the major to this point either. But maybe you can save them in the cooling. Money is still a bit cooked here for FURIA. Save can get an AWP, K-Serato can drop over one rifle. It's going to be just one player struggling here for FURIA, not the end of the world. Well worth a justified buy here. It's a computer swap for Patsi going on, but that's fine. Admin's on the scene, very quick, very clean.
I mean, out of everyone who experienced it, man.
Not the guy you want right now, right? Yeah, I mean, nothing would hurt more for a PC swap for a one round. And so Team Spirit have to try and make it more than that. But I think you framed it right with how important, how integral this guy is to keep up a performance. He's been making these rounds happen for Spirit all day, and more so on Overpass than any other map. It's also a true test of Wonderful, right? Having to dig deep. This is the grandest tournament he's ever played in at 17 years of age, just joining this team with massive boots to fill. The highest rated player of this top 4 major team in Dexter departing.
And what kind of unreal level of expectation does he have to live up to? Not just in terms of replacing Dexter, but the fact that, I think for a lot of players who are as new as he is, even having taken the scalps that they have, you would go, oh, that's pretty legit for his first big proper outing. But then you look down the list of names of this team, you go, oh, well, Patsi and Siren actually at their first outing, they made it all the way to the semi-finals of a major.
Yeah. That's true. But at the same time, if there were any team to be able to integrate an inexperienced player, it would be this one, right? It would be under the helm of Chopper, who made 3 majors in a row. Well, I think 3 out of 4 with 2 different rosters. Made even more years down the line. So he has just consistently been one of those, I think you could call him legendary CIS in-game leaders.
Yeah, most definitely.
Something out of nothing every time.
And I mean, that in a way is the real talent to it,
Yeah.
Anyone can lead the best roster you've ever seen to victories. It's all together a different beast to continuously put together these sorts of rosters and find success with them.
Well, Alexi's trying, but you can't. It's not always easy.
Yeah, no, this is it's very, very cool because it really makes the rivalry between these teams so much more interesting as well. I think already the Major and Antwerp gave you a kind of cool jumping off point with Spirit like really doing the dirty to FURIA there. Now we have it heating up the other direction. FURIA came into this one in revenge. You saw like key players falling off in similar fashions as they did back in that Major map. I think Art was very guilty of that early on. But it feels like he's channeled something within himself here. And he's really giving it his all.
Yeah, if you're here waiting for more matchups, we are too, but don't be afraid. Mal's Nip is going to be going on the mainstream very shortly for that lower bracket final. That's a 1 quarterfinal spot and an elimination for the loser. It will be unbelievable if Mal's could do it, given their run here at Cologne through that lower bracket from day 2. And, you know, they got the hardest opening draw you can get, facing Na'Vi, taking a map off of them, eliminating Heroic and Vitality, with massive comebacks in both those series to now go and try and do the same against NIP. That'll be a banger, no doubt about it. Meanwhile, post this game, we get that Group A, playoff guaranteed match where we have 2 comfortable teams in the quarters and semis. It's just the order to decide between Movistar Riders and Na'Vi. Great to see Na'Vi in form. Great to see Sundayung popping heads left, right, and center.
Yeah, I think both those upper bracket matches are super cool. You know, the Movistar's Na'Vi one, it's going to be really, really cool to see how Movistar do versus a Na'Vi that, you know, as Electronic said, of showing up here, believing they can do something.
Yeah, that's exactly, I think that's verbatim, right? That's the quote.
And on the flip side, you know, the other upper bracket match, of course, FaZe versus Astralis.
Yeah.
I actually think that's sick, just because of not only have Astralis really defied expectations by kind of coming through the upper bracket looking as good as they do, I think it only shows the kind of inconsistency that plagued Config, because now we finally have him and Blame activated at the same time, and they look all the better for it. But on top of that, I do think the matchup of Glaive versus Carrigan historically has always given us some, like, there's a big rivalry there, right, between like the two of them. It's also always been like a question as to, you know, who is like the GOAT out of the IGLs there. And so that is going to be a match that will deliver on all fronts.
Yeah, and at bare minimum, having Astralis in the playoffs, I'm super down with that, right? Like, having them in front of the crowd, it's been a while since we've seen that. And here in Cologne, we always know that the crowds are you know, from all over the place, right? Middle of Europe, perfect. You're going to have Danes there,
right?
No doubt.
So we've got to be around in all the arenas during like this beginning stage of the FaZe era. There's something about FaZe, man, like no matter where they are in the world, and especially Carrigan, I feel like he is just the fan favorite, like in whatever continent, whatever country he's in.
It helps when you build a superstar roster with not just like players from all over Europe and well, even North America, but like some of the most popular players, some of the most individually talented players we have in the game right now. Yeah, it fits under the FaZe brand, certainly. Carrigan definitely was the home favorite at Katowice. And as good as Antwerp was in having everyone supported, even Spirit there, who were the surprise entrants to the semi-finals, I imagine there will be some FaZe fans in the Laxus next week. 4 days off, folks, after the group stage before we get into those playoff matches. And of course, the last match that we haven't talked about that will be coming up later today as well this evening is the winner of this game taking on Team Liquid, who are also running it up through the lower bracket to try and make it to those playoffs. Hey man, you could have even made the argument that they shouldn't be in the lower bracket, but who put them there? Spirit. And now Spirit might be eliminated. They have 5 rounds to find to restart the clock. If not, FURIA go through and face Liquid as the true battle of North America.
Here we go. Little break comes to a close. It's all on the line. If you're just tuning in, 15-10 to FURIA in the 3rd map, in the deciding map of this one. It was all started with a really good T-side effort. You heard that right. T-side effort out of FURIA in this one. Massive step up in that first half of play. Now all they need to do is stick the landing. Team Spirit are having to dig deep, and so many of these rounds have hinged upon Patsi going huge. As we get nearer and nearer that overtime mark, he's only got to step it up further.
Seems to feel terrifying for every player on Spirit, right? Quaking in their boots. Every corner you turn is a chance for FURIA to knock you down a peg. Jump for Yuri. Relatively low risk, high reward. Clears out B short, sees it's empty. But that's a bit of a mystery because Spirit are still expecting to pop B right now. 4 outside of Monster as we speak. Siren's trying to sell something in middle. He's kept 3 players on top site, but FURIA now see the full brunt of the push.
That is a really rough way for it to start. The molly timing forces Magics to just commit to that one, and he's spammed out. There's not even any kind of protocol in place for if that happened. You're just going to have to slow it down and commit into a B play with 20 seconds left. This could be the beginning of the end. Out of all the ways for this to have started, that is worst case scenario for Team Spirit. And now they hit the go button. In they come with a B play. FURIA are ready for this. They've got bodies here. They're holding the line. They wanted revenge, and they're going to get it. Man, oh, they're going to send Team Spirit packing. The story comes full circle. FURIA eliminate them from the running at IEM Cologne, getting that sweet, sweet revenge for the quarterfinal matchup back at the Major.